And welcome.
I always try to do something.
Ooh, it flipped.
Oh, we're already here. Yeah, I flipped us, but I just learned this. They lead these off with commercials now, so we might as well just wait. That's what Pepper was saying.
Really?
Commercial going, yes.
What's
I've run into this when I usually pull these up on YouTube. Yeah, they'll usually say for me it's usually the oh shoot, what is it? I think it's Liberty the emu, the detective in the emu. It's always like that ad that I usually get, which is good because it's better there. Okay, now we're on, which is better than the worst one I ever see. And I see this guy sometimes comes on when it's on Sunday Night Dad, and again, I mean, it just is what it is. But at least it wasn't the guy talking about toxic poop.
You got a troll?
No. Oh, we had a troll last on Sunday, but no, there's an advertisement, and the one guy's like, most people don't know they carry around 6 pounds of toxic poop. I'm like, yeah, that's not. If I could choose my advertisements, I wouldn't have toxic poop on my show. But
that's okay.
I just voluntarily added it to our show.
What are you gonna do?
Hey, Steph. Hey, Pepper. Hey, Salamander.
Yes. Welcome, guys. I'm going to do my best to be chatting and focusing. You guys, if you are watching, you have made it. You have made your way to astrology. Did you hear my chair? Did you hear I about broke my chair? That was too much. Okay, don't use your hand.
Nice. Hey, they're saying They're saying you're echoing. I don't know if now I'm just going to add, folks. Maybe make sure you guys don't have multiple things on.
Check. 1 2 1 2.
I'm not hearing it, so I don't know what. Okay. Weird.
That's sad. Let's keep checking. Is there an echo now? Better now. Okay, I changed nothing.
Okay.
It's the power of invocation. Go figure.
That's weird.
It's my waving of my hands. I gotta be careful.
Was it both of us, or was it just Sarah?
Portals are thin. Portals are thin. As we said, Salamander, Katie, Carson, Mary, all of you guys joining us. There's some astrological craziness coming up. For those in the Gypsy tribe, they're going to be getting the day-by-day ritual breakdown. And what I love is the ability to do this a week in advance each week, every Tuesday. Astrology and Alchemy, every Tuesday at 9 o'clock Central Standard Time, to be able to chat this out so that we have an idea of how the cards are going to fall. So, how was your day? How was your day? How was your day today?
As expected, we chatted on Monday. Tuesday, Sunday, and Monday. You get those water aspects, and Sunday and Monday were rough, but yeah, today was better, so it's all good.
Water.
So, yeah, we all navigate it, and again, I'm not bashing water.
Well, we are kind of have it, but that's okay, because it's one of those water for me, it kind of makes me feel like vestibular nausea, struggling with feeling that kind of belly, that wonky, that wishy-washy, that uncertainty. And you guys get ready for it, because today being the last day of November, not sure how your holiday season was. December is a it's gonna be crazy. Oh, I just broke my chair again. Don't move or sing too loud. It's not gonna break. Here's the deal. It's an antique chair. I have a thing for antique things. And so it's not that I'm too big for the chair. It's that I might be too much for the chair.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Yeah. We'll see. Anyway, this is going to be a big deal. You guys, December, we've got lunar eclipses, we've got full moons, we've got all the things, we've got Christmas, we've got end of the year. But Katie says, tighten the nut. Okay, here's the deal, guys. We're going to have to show you this. First of all, I'm going to have to stand up. Okay. Here's the chair in question, first of all. Take my pillow off because my hiney. This is the chair.
Oh, wow.
Right? Look at it.
Looks like a elementary school chair.
It is from mental health asylum here in northern Minnesota that's no longer working. It's if anybody is familiar with the Brainerd Lakes area, it's one of those that was kind of in circulation with like Nopeming and all that kind of stuff.
Very cool.
And I had to have it. And it's wooden and it's like welded and it's all one piece, but it's because it was in a mental health hospital. It doesn't have any nuts to tighten because it doesn't have anything that you might be able to take off to,
eat.
Yeah. Or stab somebody with.
Yeah, sure.
So I like it, but who knows when it could fall apart. And that's a real thing.
My favorite asylum story, I don't know why I just thought of this, but I was originally thinking, and I forget what that's called, pica or whatever, when you eat all somebody ate a bed. Mm-hmm. But the other story that just reminded, one of the places that I visited had a story of a person that thought they were a glass of orange juice, and so they would stand very still in the corner because they didn't want to spill themselves. And I don't know, I just think there's something, I feel bad for the person, but there's something awesome about that.
Yeah, that's weird. What?
They thought they were a glass of orange juice and they didn't want to spill themselves, so they stood very, very still.
I've yet to meet that man or person or whomever juice is. They are. Do you think a person who refers to themselves as juice is pronoun specific?
I don't know. I have this filed away that if I ever get old, if I am old and have mental issues, that this is going to be something I'm going to do to mess with people. But I always have, I've said this for years, and I've always had like coworkers say, just, you got to watch One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Be careful what you
I love that
mess around with. But yeah, so maybe sometime if I want to mess with people when I'm like a senior citizen, I might just pretend that I think I'm a glass of orange juice one day and just, like, I can't move. I'm going to spill myself.
Well, and when I first started my very first job, like my first real job in my field, just out of high school, I'd been a waitress and a pastry chef, but I took a job as a psych nurse. You had to take 8 weeks of nursing to learn how to poke somebody with Haldol and Ativan. And then they would grossly underpay you for a really stressful job at the state mental health hospital. But I thought I was really cool. And it was really scary. And there were people not that thought that they were like glasses of juice, but my sister thought it was funny to give me a DVD collection set, and it had One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and it had The Dream Team, and it had a bunch of those old movies that were kind of about mental health. And so lo and behold, here I am 20 years later, still working in that field. So Katie, Carson, you guys, thank you for hanging in there with us. Welcome. As usual, we are getting started on the weekly show of Astrology and Alchemy with me, Paranormal Sarah, and Matthew Slosier. And we're so excited to be talking about the first week of December, the last month of this year, and to bring you guys an opportunity to journal, write it down, predict, get an idea, get that moment to kind of process and formulate what's happening in your space. What does it all mean? What the hell's happening? Because this is real. Real deal Holyfield. I just pressed the wrong button on my computer, so who knows what's going to happen. It's going to launch Word. Then I'm going to say no. Okay. Tomorrow's Wednesday. And something happens. Gosh dang it. It's the thing I always hate. And I'm not running the chat room tonight, so sorry, guys. You may or may not see it in there. Neptune direct in Pisces. Started off strong. For me, I'm always thinking Neptune and Pisces. This is Triton. This is King Triton and him blowing shit up. No, Daddy, no! And he does it anyway. Fucking wrecks her shit. What does that mean, though, for you, Matt, when you hear Neptune direct in Pisces for starting off December 1st, tomorrow, Wednesday?
So I feel like it's a weird one because I always feel like retrograde is like a distorted or like muted version of the planet's energy when it's going regular. And so for folks, again, to know, when we're talking retrograde, it's like if you're on the highway and you're going 80 and the car next to you is going 60. And so and you look out your window and you see them going past you in reverse. They're still going forward, but it looks like they're going backwards.
Still behind.
That's what the
or pacing.
plan. So and the planets all, Mercury does it the most frequently, but they all do it to some degree based on the orbits and kind of how our perspective and view of things. Anyway, so this is a weird one because since Neptune is like dreams, delusions, I always say it's like foggy. What you see isn't necessarily what is reality. If you mute that, what is that? So I kind of struggle with this. Like, what does that mean? Does it mean that your dreams are more messed up, or does it mean that you're going to be less deluded? I go to the former, that not only you have even a greater chance to misread things, and maybe you are so deluded, or things are so foggy that you can't even have clarity over the things that you're getting wrong. So I think I view tomorrow as a little more clarity. I mean, Neptune and Pisces is in a great energy anyway. It's its home sign, but it's just kind of dreamy and very introspective.
Oh, unfortunate.
It's not bad. It's not. I shouldn't say it's bad. It's just if you're gonna be in that kind of dreams or misreading space, I guess it's better to be kind of introspective and introverted with it than have it when it moves into Aries and we're going to be screw it, just do it. People are just going to be making all kinds of bad, sudden decisions for like 10 years.
Well, the reason that I see this being unfortunate is I see it as really that moment in like Little Mermaid where there's so much Sagittarius fire energy, impulsive energy, Mars and Scorpio, kind of fiery movements happening around us right now, having recently moved in these areas in this past week. We knew that if you were watching last week. Things are itching to be destroyed. I mean, relationships, people are like, oh yeah? Well, what do you want for Christmas? A divorce? Like, it's there, baby. It's people are just, it's so in every way, shape, or form. In every way, shape, or form. I mean this because working in the psychic realm, Matt, this is so many people coming to me right now with love and for the new year and for themselves and for weight loss and new job and all this lunar stuff and big Pluto movements. That's life shifts. That's big life changes. And people are ready to destroy things for their life change. They're ripping out of the eggshell. They're breaking out of the cocoon and they're like, that fire, screw it, just do it. Not quite full Aries. But then all of a sudden you have Neptune and Pisces, and it's like somebody saying, hey, cool it off for a second, shh, and throwing water on it. And it either is one of those moments where like, wet t-shirt party, like it just makes it worse, or it makes a big mess, or it does sizzle things out. But it doesn't less destroy. It doesn't less destroy things. No worries, Brianna, Ruth, Steph. We have to be, what's going to be destroyed? For me, preferably some belly fat. I don't know. Extra room in my closet. I'm trying to get stuff to the thrift store and donate stuff this time of year. It's a great time to be purging and cleansing in that way. Destroy the clutter. Destroy the pile of bills. Destroy the to-do list. Destroy the fear. I think of it in that way. And even the Neptune and delusion is going to be, do it all tomorrow. Clean the whole house tomorrow. That's not real. I can't do that. Through the people that are like, should I do it for Christmas? Should I go, people are being really destructive. And me in that psychic space being like, no, you shouldn't do that. Why would you do that? I mean, you do what you want to do, but think about what you're doing. And delusion. It's because people think the end of the world is coming and it doesn't matter. And that's delusional. That's not real. That's not entirely true. So let's start December 1st off with delusion of grandeur, Neptune, and Pisces. Be careful what thoughts you're throwing out there. It might be something you need, as Steph in the chat room is sharing. And that's true. For example, in all of my donating and throwing all this stuff out, I hesitated, and then very shortly thereafter, someone had a foster person come in and need a whole bag of clothes. I thought, oh, perfect. It was like a perfect fit. I was so glad I had that. It was like in my trunk. I had it like available to just hand them right then and there. Don't even worry about it. I got you. And it was perfect timing because I hesitated just barely. I didn't not get rid of the stuff. It wasn't one of those, oh, never mind, and then go back to hoarding it. Mm-mm. No. Neptune and Pisces, flush the turd. Don't not. Do you know what I mean? Am I saying that?
Yeah. Yeah. I view it as your delusion's going to be clear tomorrow. So you might have been foggy over what you were deluded about. So now at least your delusion is going to be clear. So if you jump into that Sagittarius space, which I say instead of screw it, just do it. That's Aries. Sagittarius is sure, why not? And so now you'll be clear on the wrong thing that you're going to go, sure, why not, and do it. At least you'll have clarity.
Be clearer.
You're going to be
Dream
wrong, but you're going to be clear on what you're wrong on.
right. Validated in oh. Oh, it's an earnest moment. Do you remember Ernest? Did you ever watch
Yeah.
Ernest growing up? Ew, that moment. It's
Yeah.
gonna be that moment. Oh no. It wasn't flowers that they gave him, it was poison ivy. Oh no. That was such a fun show. Anyway, that's what's going to happen tomorrow. That's how we're starting off the week. So do some protection, do some sigil work, do some extra jewelry, do some grounding and centering. Take a deep breath. If you've been wanting to do those extra crunches or start with the green shake in the morning or whatever extra you want to be delusional about, go ahead and do that tomorrow. Start something strong and powerful and be delusional in a powerful way. Manifest that in a good space. As Dee says, so what's up with this eclipse? Let's keep moving towards it because that's going to be on the 4th. So let's go to Thursday, December 2nd. The moon, ooh, moon in Scorpio, and that's conjunct Mars in Scorpio. So the moon in Scorpio conjunct Mars in Scorpio.
So we're 3 for 3 in water so far. So I'm looking forward to the first 2 days here. Always when I say Neptune, just a quick throwback to Wednesday, I always say if you can put off any big decision, wait till the next day when that aspect is gone. So if you can delay till tomorrow, Thursday. Not that Thursday is going to be great given this. So again, kind of building this out. They're both in conjunct is combining the energies. So we're combining energies in Scorpio. I say Scorpio is intense. I always call it the James Bond sign. It's purposeful, it's intense, but it's not showing its cards. So what you see is much like Neptune. What you see isn't necessarily what you're getting. Any action or movement of energy in Scorpio is always intentional. So there's definite purpose to what's being done. And what are the two energies that are being combined? We have the moon, which is your inner emotional self, with Mars, which is, stereotypically the male, but if you just think, aggression, action. So this is emotions aligning with action in a very intentional, intense space. So Thursday is a day where I think a whole lot of shit's going to get done. People are going to have that emotional, hopefully not tied to delusions from Wednesday. It's going to be this focused energy. It's water, so it's emotional energy. It's tied to more how you feel than how you think. And the moon is emotion as well. So you're going to have this big emotional intensity being pushed towards acting on it. So there will be action, people acting on emotions. But what'll be good about this is, unlike some of the fire signs where it might be more impulsive and not well thought out, Scorpio energy will be very, very well thought out and very, very purposeful. So I don't think people are necessarily going to be making big mistakes on Thursday, but I think there's going to be a lot of action that people are going to be very emotionally invested in. So be aware of that when people are doing stuff. I view it Thursday to be kind of like a big chessboard with people moving around and doing stuff.
I love that because I put MC Escher for that day. For strategic, decisive. I think of the Harry Potter scene when they're falling through and needing to be very cryptic and they're assertive, aggressive, forward, offensive, not defensive, offensive. Mm. Mm. Yes. I think of, man, this is going to date me, but I do think of Salt and Pepper. And this, like, it can be misinterpreted too, exactly what that song implies with the Push It song. Ah, push it. Shh. I always think it's funny when I hear that in advertisements and I wonder when they're going to stop. Push it real good. Because that song is not about anything Ford related when it's a pickup truck commercial or something. And I'm like, how are they going to edit that? If you know the song, right? But it's about understanding the push, understanding that it's got a momentum, it's got a way about it. It is going to move you.
And the one big thing I want to call is much like, and I'm just going to pick on, not really pick on, I get accused of picking on Aries.
So mean.
Unlike Aries, if this was an Aries thing, Aries would be like, big billboard, I'm doing this, or even Sagittarius, and then go ahead and do it. Where I think Thursdays is going to be interesting is the things that people are acting on. Again, it's a stereotype, but I would say Scorpio in general isn't going to announce why they're doing it or what they're doing it on. So the opportunity for someone else to misread those actions and that chessboard that's going on could be higher. So there can be all kinds of like weird fallout from it. Thursday will be an interesting day. Thursday will be a great fly on the wall day just to watch what other people are doing, because
Fly on the
people
wall.
people will be positioning, and it's like the chessboard thing. It's the moves that you see on Thursday are done with people probably thinking 4 or 5 steps ahead.
Mm. Mm. Yes. Someone said, don't go chasing rainbows. It made me think, don't go chasing rainbows. That's waterfalls, though. I can just feel it. Mistakes are going to be made.
Yeah, but I'm thinking the mistakes are going to be made on the reactions. I don't necessarily think the people doing the initiative and the acting on Thursday are going to be making mistakes. I think their stuff's going to be very well thought out and purposeful. It's people are going to misread the intent of things that are being done, and those reactions are going to. That's where the issue is going to be created.
The indirect ripple. The indirect ripple. What do we call that? Like in magical notes? Secondary system.
I know I'm not answering your question, but I guess I would just go ahead and say the advice on this, much like be careful how you react to things that are going on. Don't be really quick. Which Sagittarius season, you could be very quick to go ahead and respond to things. Don't read in. This is another one of those verify. Or I think of. I love that 4 agreements, Domingo Ruiz, and one thing, don't take it personal. That's a big thing. Don't take what's going on Thursday personal, because you're probably going to misread what's happening.
Right. Mary said, with MC Escher, how can you move directly when you don't know whether you're going up or down? That's one of the things I love about perspective and forced perspective as well, because MC Escher is a great check in that space of don't be so quick to react. Take a moment and just double check without even doing anything other than moving. Just letting time move on its own. And that I have a huge back piece that's MC Escher because I'm obsessed with his work. I love his art. And yeah, your word choice, Mary, there is very, very important. How can you be direct if you're not sure where you're going? It's yeah. And don't overanalyze or overthink. I'm a Virgo, so I can't think too deeply or feel too deeply either. And that's really great advice to consider because let's face it, that's a Thursday, that's a Thor's day, and we're going to be going into very quickly. The week is going to move very quickly into this lunar eclipse. It's going to be sucking us like a black hole. It's going to be there before we know it. And then it's going to be Friday, December 3rd. First payday of December. We only have a few more Fridays until Christmas. Friday, December 3rd. Moon in Sagittarius. Sextile Saturn and Aquarius. Remember what we said last week about Saturn and Aquarius? When Saturn and Aquarius moves, we get some kind of something new with COVID and the mandate and the variant and all that bullshit.
Yeah. Our last Saturn, just so you know,
right
how am I going to word this?
Mm-hmm.
You got to watch last week, but I'm going to say your Omicron variant brought to you by the planet Saturn in Aquarius. That's basically what happened the day that we had the last Saturn one last week that we were talking about. So Saturn is rules, restrictions. Just think of the rings of like boxing you in. But Aquarius is kind of a rebellious energy. So I always view this as, and we've been in this space for just about a year already. And it kind of plays with what's played out this last year. This is all changing. This is the opportunity to change rules. And sextile is removing an obstacle. So I look at this as moon, your eternal world, your emotional world. Sagittarius is sure, why not? You know, I say it's like the episodes of Jackass. You know, they're jumping off roofs into piles of elephant poop because they can. You know, why not? We'll just go ahead and do it. It's just the experience. It's an explorational energy. So you have this emotional exploring. I would say, you know, Moon and Sag is very much, you know, not afraid, or somebody that has like a birth chart where their moon is in Sag. I always describe it as these are people that aren't afraid to feel. You know, there's some other signs that maybe are a little more emotionally closed off. Sagittarius have no problem exploring, you know, this may be really uncomfortable, but I'm going to experience it. So you have this, and obstacles are being removed to change rules. So I view this as, I'll call this as stepping out of your comfort zone. This is, you know, I'm emotionally willing to experience something different, experience discomfort, and I have the opportunity to kind of change the rules, change the space that I'm operating in to function in that. So this is a, so it's very interesting how this is playing out. You got the delusions being direct. You have all these intentional chess moves on Thursday. And then Friday, you have this, you know, this feels really uncomfortable, but I'm going to go for it and make the change. And so you're going to have all these, I'm stepping out of my comfort zone on Friday. So this is really building, and we already know what's happening Saturday. So this is going to be really interesting.
Boom, 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 boom. Tell me what you're gonna do. Tell me what you're gonna. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be so crazy. Think about the directions and the way your life is going. Think about the paths. You're gonna have all these options. You're gonna be going, it's Friday. What do I do? What do I do? I feel like this. I feel like fire. I feel like passion. I feel like I should do well. It's the last month of them. Okay, good. There's gonna be pressure. It's like one of those pressure that I never want to touch because grandma said it'll explode and the whole house will explode. And I thought, dang, I never want to get near that thing. It's going to explode. So I never did. And I don't use one now, even as an adult woman, I don't. And Saturn and Aquarius, that's the rules. That's that. If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. That's Ghislaine Maxwell's taking the Sean Carter down, by the way. And that whole family is really struggling right now. Being clearer. Let there be light on decisions. When I see this in a ritual space for Friday, man, what do you think, Matt? When you think about all of the feeling and the rules, I almost kind of want this to be like maybe somebody makes new rules or makes rules for their home or breaks a rule or establishes a new routine.
I view that this is a great, you know, step out of your comfort zone and try something different. The only asterisk I would give is if you got that idea on Wednesday, don't do it. If you got this great idea to step out of your comfort zone on Wednesday and then you decide to do it on Friday, bad. But if it's an older idea or something, you know, you will have a little nudge to do something maybe that you've been thinking about doing, but have been hesitant for some reason.
And what is that going to be?
It'll vary for different people. I have a feeling there's going to be some people getting tattoos on Friday.
Oh my gosh, I've been wanting to get a tattoo. Oh no.
I don't know why that just popped into my head. I'm like, yes, I've been thinking about it for
I've been
2 years.
Yes, it's because it's that life transformation space. People have been wanting to just throw things in the garbage to change their lives, grow, do the things. This is, I mean, these For real. This is a real thing. And yeah, new contracts, new mortgages, selling cars, buying houses, a lot of pregnancies, a lot of abortions, a lot of deaths of the pet, a lot of new pets. Big life transformation spaces, transformation station.
So you say if anyone's on social media, just watch and observe with your friends and see how many people announce their,
I'm divorced.
I'm packing
I'm
up and
engaged.
we're moving to Kentucky, or I just
Did it. We're going to be RVers now, online influencers.
I know we live in a little apartment, but we got this Great Dane because it's just so cute. There's gonna be weird. There's gonna be weird, wacky stuff you're gonna see on your friends' posts on Friday.
I can't wait.
People are gonna step out and do
I
stuff
might go
they
get a
normally wouldn't
tattoo.
do.
I can't go get a tattoo. That's what's scary and sad is that I totally would if I could, but I can't because they're all closed up around here.
Ah,
I even have little tattoos that I would go get, like little tiny ones where I'd be like, "Can you just spare me a little tattoo, sir?" Just like, but no, they're not even open for even little ones. Do you have any tattoos? You don't.
I don't.
I know. We've talked about that. That's weird. Not that it's,
No,
it's your choice, but
it's so it's funny. So we'll see if I get one Friday. But
maybe.
no, I've had two on my radar for ages and just partially because I had kids, I didn't want to influence them. So like when the kids are older, so now I have
That's
two
so
that are like
nice of
now
you.
that I have two that are like bugging me to go get them with them, and so I'm on the fence yet.
Okay.
Whether I'll do that or not.
Well, here we go. Here we go again, girl. Saturday, December 4th. Saturday, December 4th. This is kind of what, if you have been feeling that nausea, that anxious, that Schumann resonance, and all the solar flares and all the asteroid, it's coming in 2027. No, it's not. It's Omicron. Okay, no, it's not. It's cryptocurrency in China and all this crazy stuff. No, it's not. It's this. It's, crazy, swirls, anxious. Oh my gosh, it's the holidays. Ah! It might be getting a lot better, or at least a little bit better. The solar eclipse in Sagittarius this Saturday, December 4th. What say you?
All right, so I'm going to qualify. As you know, I just started kind of diving into this the last couple of years. So one area that I haven't done a whole lot of diving into is eclipses. So I'm doing that full disclosure. But my understanding or how I would view this as, because they don't happen all that often, and sun versus moon. So this is outer world versus your inner world. So I view this as just a burst on Saturday of Sagittarius energy, outwardly focused in the world. And what is Sagittarius energy? Sure, why not? Exploratory, do different things. Let's try it. Why not? We're not afraid. Let's go to. So not only did we have the nudge on Friday of stepping out of your comfort zone, but now Saturday you're going to have this huge wave of exploratory, try new things energy. I guess my kids have come home from work, so my little pack of dogs are going nuts. Anyway, that almost made me lose my train of thought. So yeah, you're going to have this even greater push to try and do different things. So go on the same thing. More tattoos on Saturday. Maybe people. I know it's cold weather for this, but maybe bungee jumping, skydiving. More announcements. Watch your social media. More people announcing that they're I quit my job and I'm going to go be an alpaca farmer, or it's just all kinds of just stuff that you don't see coming. It's just
big
it's going to be big changes, and it's going to be really weird exploratory stuff.
It's going to be dramatic. Sometimes I'm usually thinking of Sagittarius and as being capable of a long burning fire, a filibuster, if you will. It stops things because it's busy doing something for a long time. It's ground shifting and intense, which is kind of why I'm terrified to ever live anywhere where there will be a earthquake. It's kind of crazy because that is everything that should be still. That's like my house is opening up to swallow me. It's like I could not do that. The opening scene of Arachnophobia is the scariest part for me, and it's the earthquake. Anyway, this intense lunar shift, which having from the last lunar eclipse, kind of a lot of people puking, a lot of people pregnant. Don't drink the water. 2:42 Eastern on December 4th.
Oh, yeah. I just want to
11.
quick. Go ahead, do your thing, and I just have a story I want to share. Then.
Well, think that 11:42 on 12:04:21. It's kind of it's a clear, honest, transparent, cool, numerological, it rounds up. It allows you to be very confident in security and clarity of non-secure things with a big, huge new chapter kind of stamped on it. Things are amplified. What came to you then?
I was just thinking back to my. Actually, I should have logged this as like animal guides or totems or things. The lunar eclipse. They were just mentioning, I was out there watching it. So I didn't stay out to watch it the whole time. I would just like set my alarm and go out like every hour or so. So I'm out front, and all of a sudden we have lots of stray cats. So all of a sudden, like this little Siamese cat comes bounding up the hill towards me and comes running up really excited, and then stops like 3 feet away and is just staring. I'm like, oh, I got a little cat out here while I'm watching the eclipse. That's kind of cool. And I'm looking at it, and then as my eyes adjust more to the light, I'm like, that's not a cat, that's a skunk. And so I had this skunk that actually came running up to me almost like a puppy, like all like excited, like bounding up the hill, and then stopped like 3 feet away and is just sitting there staring at me.
Oh
And
my
so I'm like,
gosh.
I'm not going to get sprayed. So I slowly back onto her porch and went back into the house. And then I turned around and ran back down the hill.
I'm really an animal lover. When it comes to like creatures like that, I would totally try and snatch it and bring it inside and be like, you're
Oh, they're
mine.
cute, but
I mean, they're so
I
cute,
wouldn't want
but
to get
yeah,
sprayed. Yeah.
tomato
It's
juice, by the way,
funny.
they say.
Our whole, maybe 20 years ago, this whole area we're in was like all like forest and stuff. And so I've heard some people, it's interesting. Some of the people that have like are from this town, maybe about a mile from us, there's a creek, and they said that used to be called Skunk Gulch because of all the skunks there. So we actually have, and you do see a lot of them. So we have lots of skunks around here. Fortunately,
It's
none of my
the
dogs have ever
old
gotten hit.
skunk watering hole.
Yep.
The old skunk watering hole.
Yeah. Steph had the same thing happen. It was the cutest thing. It was like a little. That's why I thought it was a stray cat. It came like bounding up the hill, like all excited.
And I am immediately taken back to this time in high school where I pulled away from my friend's house late in the night, and of course this was a time before cell phones existed. Uh, Archaic, I know. And there was a family of skunks, little baby skunks, little tiny skunks, little itty bitty baby skunks, and my headlights stopped them like mid travel, and the mom and like 3 of her babies were on one side, and she was like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. And then the other little babies were like, mew, mew, mew. And they actually kind of mewed like little kittens on the other side. And I stood there and I wasn't standing, I was driving, but I was like, oh no, I'm
Separated them.
going to have to adopt this whole rest half of this orphaned family of skunks. And I sat there for way too long waiting to see if it was going to happen and they were going to go and they were going to migrate. And they did eventually, but I kind of secretly wanted them to not so that I could steal them because they were so cute. So anyway.
Animals like me, so I take that as a compliment. Even the coyote it was kind of funny when that coyote, I told you that story, went running through my driveway in the middle of the afternoon. It actually almost like gave this like look over and like it didn't nod, but it was almost like sup and like shot across the yard.
Want a new pet? Yes, wild creature. Yeah, I'm totally down for adopting all the wild creatures, and I would and will, and my husband's against it. So anyway, that's a solar eclipse. That's happening on Saturday. We're going to be all in it together. If you feel a little pukey, if you feel like throwing everything to the wind and buying an RV and changing your life forever, just take a second. Know that it's probably the solar eclipse and let everyone else do it first, just for a second. Then let everyone crash on their face, burn, crash and burn. And then you step gently over them and do what it is that you were going to do once you had a moment to think about it. Oh, yeah, no. Okay, now I see what I should do. See what you don't see when you should pay a little bit more attention. You know what I mean?
It's gonna be another great. I always go back to like, and I would still love to have somebody that like owns a bar or something, or a bartender give me like updates. This is gonna be another like great fly on the wall. Friday, Saturday will be great to see what would happen in like a bar or something.
And yeah, it's going to be a Saturday night, and I ain't got nobody.
Probably not good to
Just
work,
freaked
because
out
this
in
is where people are going to be doing
wind.
stupid stuff that's going to like make messes and things.
Oh,
I wouldn't
yeah.
necessarily want to work at one, but it'd be interesting to be like a fly on the wall.
I think I'm trying to think as far as like police scanners go. A lot of house calls, a lot of domestics, not a lot of ODs, not a lot of crisis calls, not a lot of any of that. This is going to be a lot of I don't know, finding a bucket of porn or something in the closet. This is going to be that scene in the Parents movie with Steve Martin. I can't think of the name of the movie. Parenthood, Parent Trap, Parent,
Father of the Bride.
something like
Is that
that.
it?
No, not that one. It was the other one. Um, it doesn't matter, Sarah. It doesn't matter the movie reference. It really doesn't. But that you just wait. Just don't do anything. Okay, guys? Would you just not? Just wait. I mean, do it, but think about it first.
Parenthood.
Makes sense. Parenthood. It's finding a big. It's Joaquin Phoenix was a child. It is Parenthood. Yeah, it was Parenthood. Joaquin Phoenix is just a baby in it, and he's like hiding porn from his mom, and she finds it in a brown bag and is like, "What's this?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm so embarrassed." And she's like, "It's fine, you're a kid." And he's like, "No, it's not. I hate myself, and I'm gonna go die." And she's like, "What?" And it's like it's really dramatic, but that's what I have. That's like the scene that my intuition is showing me for Saturday. So just don't blow things out of proportion.
You get better than I did. My intuition is going to spring break and people like jumping from like balcony to balcony, like doing like crazy shit like that.
Yeah, don't do that either.
Yeah.
Please don't do that.
Don't try parkour. This is not the weekend like try to take up like building
Don't do
jumping.
hardcore parkour. Yeah, don't do any of that.
Don't do that.
Especially because Sunday we look, and so this is where we see, okay, what is it that's going to happen on Saturday? What is it that's going to be in our life? What are these big changes or announcements going to be that this bravery going to lead to? Sunday, December 5th, the moon is in Sagittarius and it's sextile Jupiter in Aquarius. What do you think when you hear that? Or
More fun. This is a fun week.
It is.
This is gonna be such a fun week. Guys, just watch again. You just have to even just watch your social media just to watch all that. Like even if you can't like be a fly on the wall at a bar or something. So this again, emotional exploration. I'm not afraid of feeling.
Get ready.
Sextiles removing obstacles. Jupiter's expansion. Jupiter's that car pulling up saying, "Hop on in. We're going to." And in this type, it's Aquarius. It's the rebel. We're going to break rules. So very similar. This is going to be a very similar energy to Friday of that stepping out of your comfort zone. It's going to be a very similar vibe because it's got, again, not afraid of emotional discomfort. So kind of willing to try new things. And now all of a sudden you're going to have the wonderful opportunity to do things that are out of character, or maybe against convention, maybe against, the rules and things. So yeah, this is going to be part 2 of step outside comfort zone.
Hardcore parkour.
Yeah, you're gonna see more people doing crazy stuff. This is like 3 days in a row now, people doing crazy shit. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah. I'm trying to think like how much do we even divulge as far as like just think about society, think about micro and macro in your life of how is this going to apply? And OMG, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be really wild. It's going to be, I don't know. I don't even know.
Yeah, I'm bad because I wouldn't do anything that would hurt people. So don't take this the wrong way, but it's just a good analogy. I'd be like the person that'd be like, okay, I'm just going to leave these bungee cords here just in case, anybody gets any kind of ideas off this balcony. Okay, see, just like, I'd be the person giving the nudge.
Well, and here it is again.
Sure, do that karaoke. You can sing.
My dad said I'm the best
This is
singer
another one
ever.
like that meme. I always say, I said like Jupiter Jupiter and Aquarius is that meme of like tequila. You know, sure you can dance tequila.
Get on up
It's gonna
there,
be that kind of
Sally,
thing.
do
You're
that
just
thing.
gonna get nudges these 3 days over this weekend to do stupid stuff.
Yeah. This is a powerful urge. It's a powerful, it just, you're going to feel like you have a support team behind you, and that's great. And that can be really great. It's going to give you the initial, final, think about that. The alpha and omega, the initial and the final shove that you might need to do that thing or to get that thing moving or to get that thing going. But what does that mean, and how might that change or shift gears for the people you love around you? There's definitely some movement that's going to be happening. I think of Real Genius with Val Kilmer when they're making a laser gun at the very end, and they're making it and they celebrated it, and there's this laser, that's been buzzed all through campus. Amazingly, no one ever dies in that movie. And then they're like, wait a minute, how could this have happened? Why could, and like this whole movie pans out. There is Scorpio vibes at play here. What looks crazy, for those of us who knew crazy was coming, we be scheming while the crazy's being crazy. While you all are Black Friday hustling and bustling, we're over there getting the stuff at the customer counter that we pre-ordered for pickup, in and out. There is efficiency to be used here. Where is it? And how will it all turn out for Monday? Monday. It'll be December 6th. This is a big day for us, Matt. The dogs are excited. Because you guys, for those of you who have been asking, and for like holidays and purchasing things for yourself, we are going to be having a really cool workshop. And December 6th is our very first launch and our very first workshop that we'll be doing to teach astrology to you guys. For those people, the first 12 people who want to purchase that, it'll be a private 2-hour live stream, and you get the recording to be able to kind of work through your birth chart and things and cool stuff for astrology basics. And that's on December 6th. But that's just an extra. Monday, December 6th, is also Mars in Scorpio, sextile Pluto and Capricorn. I point my finger because Pluto and Capricorn, that's a life change. That's something that happened on the weekend during that lunar eclipse. Something happened. What's that mean for Monday when you hear that, Matt?
We covered the Mars part again, but just a real recap. So that is, again, Scorpio energy, emotional, purposeful, intense. In Mars, which is action. Sextile, we're removing obstacles. And Pluto is that big, profound, impersonal change related to success, achievement. I always think Capricorn, the little goat climbing up mountains, and gets to the top of the mountain, and doesn't know, it fits my personality. Gets to the top of the mountain and goes, oh shit, there's another mountain. Okay, we're just gonna keep climbing. Climb. So yeah, all this, so I view this much like you just said, all this out of the box, stepping out of my comfort zone stuff over the weekend is now all of a sudden going to present some big opportunity to make some big, profound change on Monday. So opportunity on Monday to act on something it was more, it wasn't moon. So just act on something that you have intended to do. So again, it's good. This is better than if it was Mars and like a fire sign that might be a little more impulsive. I have a little more faith in people that make decisions and things when it's Scorpio energy, because I feel like that's very well thought out and not impulsive at all. So I think these will probably be good decisions on Monday, or good opportunities that'll pop up. But there'll be opportunities. This is going to be a wild week.
It's going to be a wild week. And it's one of these where I'm like, okay, I'm not even quite sure how I feel about this, because look at how it even moves into. So we know that Mars, it's that will to fight. It's what you've been engaged, what you did, and you're like, this is it, I'm going to do it. Okay, Monday, okay, guys, and people are going to be like, okay, well, now that happened, we just need to let you know. Like, it's all going to really kind of feel as though the long term comes into view. This is a telescope. This is not tunnel vision, but the ability to Pluto and Capricorn. You need to be able to extend. Is that the word I want to use?
Not sure where you're going with it. Keep going, and I'll.
Like fire and water with, man, Pluto and Capricorn. That's going to have to be a long-term life change shift from something that is nostalgic, that's going to come from 2014. What is it? It's going to go back even farther than that. It's going to go back to.
Well, I think Pluto's impersonal, and it's in a very impersonal sign. So these are big changes that aren't necessarily going to be warm and fuzzy.
Right.
Just so people are. This is going back pretty far back. Because I mean, Pluto stays in signs for long periods of time. But when Pluto moved into Cap, that was the whole Great Recession in 2008, 2009. So again, you think, generally Capricorn, you think business, you think, so here's the big profound change.
It's going to
be shit, a third of you are getting kicked out of your homes. Sorry. That kind of. Yeah. I'm not saying it's going to be bad, but it's just that kind of, it's big, it's profound, it's impersonal. A lot of times it's going to be related to something.
I'm just seeing
material. It's an earth sign, so it's going to be more material related, not necessarily like emotional or action.
This is going to be like, I'm making my notes. I'm putting like crypto, NFT, like this is going to be a money thing. Watch it. Mark my words. It's going to be a money thing. It's going to be an extension of like stocks and homes and things like that in our money space. It might even be like a really good thing as far as like the best spending we've had in 5 years, and then everybody gets really excited maybe. But
I think it's going to be good. I think Monday it's positive stuff.
Positive. Yeah, it's positive. And extend.
Big change and positive.
That's good. Long term. These are good, stable. But be aware. Be aware of how to use it. And then lastly, then it's going to be a full week, guys. It'll have been a full week. We will have time traveled a full 7 days. And it'll be Tuesday, December 7th. And believe it or not, we'll only be a few weeks from Christmas at that point. And just as the week started, we are going to have Mercury and Sagittarius. That's this in a fire space. Mercury and Sagittarius. But it's squaring off with Neptune and Pisces. Water and water. What do you think of when you hear that, Matt?
This is one of the most entertaining weeks.
I'm glad you say entertaining, because for me, I'm like,
well, it's bad. I'm bad. I mean, you know me. I'm somebody. I'll throw a little hand grenade out there just for entertainment. If I'm getting bored, I'll like just throw stuff. Like, yeah, I'm bad like that. I have a little bit of like Loki streak in me. The more you talk about that kind of stuff, but yeah, I think I got a little bit of Loki in me. Anyway,
it is Loki.
So Mercury, thoughts, communication, in Sagittarius, so exploratory. Sure, why not? So this is one of those. Sure, say it. Why not? Squared is something in your way. So this is kind of like an obstacle. And as we talked earlier, Neptune, delusion, dreams, and Pisces, introspective. So I view this as, sure, I'm going to go say something, and the opposition or the square part of that is, sure, I'm going to go say something because I'm completely misreading this situation, and this is probably going to blow up in my face.
Have you seen Shaun of the Dead?
Think twice before you speak on Tuesday, because you may have a nudge to open your mouth, and you may be misreading the situation and end up putting your foot in it.
And I think of dyslexia, and I think of Shaun of the Dead, and I think of when it's like and I don't do a British accent, but she's like, "Hello, Sean," and he's like, "Hello," and she's like, "Don't forget to make reservations for us because they're going out." And he's like, "Yeah," because he's at work and he's trying to be badass. He's like, "Yep, got it, and he hangs the phone up. And she wanted him to make reservations, but he forgot to make reservations. And she called and told him to make reservations. He still forgot to make reservations. And then he went and got flowers, but he forgot to get flowers. He only got flowers for his mom. And so then he showed up, and not only did he lie about forgetting the reservations and the flowers and the this, and she's like, "You forgot everything, didn't you?" And he's like, "Yeah, I did." And it's like, why? Why is this going to happen like this? Why is this going to happen like this? It's because at the time when we said the thing that we said, we were really fired up. Right? Oh, yeah? Yeah. And I can do that. And I will do that better than you. Oh, yeah? We'll do it right now. Well, I didn't feel like doing it right now, but okay. Like, be prepared.
I was just going to interject because I think this happened last week and it happened on Sunday. Like I always say, I usually have like, I got to make sure my fingers on the things like walking around outside my door and stuff or weird smell. I just got another, and this is seeming to happen a lot in the astrology and alchemy smell. I know or a show. I just got an overwhelming like bizarre. I get information from smells. I get like really weird smells. Like I'll be on investigations and get like popcorn at the end. I have an overwhelming smell in here before. But I think last week it was an attic. This is bad. This is like almost like if you be in like an old building, like decay, like something like really wet and like moldy and just out of place. I don't have anything in here that would. It's just weird. So last week it was like a attic smell. Today it's like something like old and rotten, but not like rotting flesh, more like rotting like fabric or something. It's a weird like musty, moldy smell. It's really weird. It just became very overwhelming all of a sudden, and there's nobody else in here. It's just me, so it's just weird.
What?
Yeah. There's probably people watching this going, "You're full of shit, man."
No, Matt is not full of shit. And this is one of those things where I'm very familiar with some of those weird signs and things that you get. And if that would make sense. I do that because I'm doing some Baron Samedi work right now. And there's been, a lot of grief work right now. And just kind of a lot of that as people kind of prep for the lunar eclipse, that change, the breaking of the eggs, that kind of thing. It's a big space for people to be doing a lot of shadow work. And that means purging, puking, throwing out buckets of trash, smellies, nasties. Right?
Weird. I usually have it, and I think I know who it is, but it's very creepy. We get cigarette smell here a lot. Like all of a sudden, I'll just smell like somebody was like smoking it. And it happens in our room a lot. Like I'll wake up at like 3 a.m. and I'll smell like somebody was having a cigarette in our room.
That's so cool. I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's
not
cool.
necessarily if it's who I think it is. It's not necessarily like somebody I want hanging around. But yeah, it is what it is.
Okay. Well, I'm excited to see what happens and what comes of some of this wild stuff that we've got going this week ahead, you guys. I am interested in whatever it is that you feel are your predictions. Do you feel like there is something going on? There is something in your life that's a big life change, something that you expect to kind of be happening or that you see going down in that. I'm interested in what you are predicting and how you're using your journal spaces. So let us know. Be honest. Feel free to share on our Facebook page. We have the Facebook / Astrology and Alchemy. We have the / Autumn Moon Astrology.
I'm in astrology.
I'm trying to think.
Sunday Night Dead.
Sunday Night Dead.
Stream there.
ParanormalSarah.com. You can find us on the Paranormal channel. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Instagram. But we're here every Tuesday. But guys, and I'm putting it on the website right now. I think we should be doing it on the social media for a little bit first. That way, because only 12 people can fit in a class, we're doing them on private, like Zoom, Google, kind of a platform where you can have the recording at the end and be able to look back on stuff and have notes for these 2-hour sessions that we're starting. They are classics. Classics? Really? They are basic classes on astrology. For those of you who've been asking, can you get a private sit down on how to understand this more in depth and be able to ask questions and really delve into your birth charts and come prepared with that? This is the answer to that, and we are doing it starting this month to prepare for the holidays. So go ahead and consider this a gift for yourself or another loved one. And this is our first month, so we're kind of working out all the final whistles and hairs and bumps. And then in 2022, we're going to have a whole series of workshops and a bunch of different themes for you to be able to purchase. And for anybody who has joined us this year, we hope to be able to share all of those coupon codes on our social media. So you guys don't not click like and don't not get the coupon code, man. Why would you do that to yourself? Doesn't even make any sense, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So anyway, be sure and keep an eye on that. I'm going to be posting that here within the hour. You guys will see that up. And when you see that Astrology and Alchemy basic class for next Monday, that's what it is that you're going to be seeing that post for. And be sure and sign up quick. And we do hope to see you there. If you have any questions, let us know.
Sounds good. Have a great week, everyone.
All right.
Nope. I think you need me to do it, don't you?
I do.
Everyone's watching me